Arnab Goswami on the debate at 10. Powered by Reva University, Quick Heal Secrite, Green Lamb Laminates, PolicyBazaar.com. Co-powered by Mankind Pharma.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Arvind Kejriwal has once again skipped the ED summons, and that's what I want to talk about on the nation's sharpest opinion. Arvind Kejriwal, second time called by the ED, please come, explain your position, matter in Supreme Court, AAP being questioned, source of funding, people putting their statements on record, money being diverted for AAP, big issue in courts everywhere, multiple AAP leaders in jail, Sanjay Singh being denied an opportunity to be out during the new year, court says stay in jail for a little longer. You have a person who's being given the code name Alpha, who's singing like a canary. We don't know who this person is. Some people are seeing these one of top AAP insiders who are now revealing everything about Arvind Kejriwal, whatever the facts, see viewers. But you got to be there. You got to be there when you're called by the agency. You can't keep saying, I'm not going to come. Last time he said, I'm busy with the elections. This time he says, well, I have to do some vipassana. I have to go for some meditation. Last time he's campaigning for an election. His party drew a blank. This time his very close aide, Raghav Chadda, says that everyone knew that Kejriwal had a scheduled meditation course to attend. And since the meditation course, the Vipassana course, is a pre-scheduled meditation course, how can Kejriwal make appearing before the agencies more important than the Vipassana that he has to go through? Because Vipassana is very important for Mr. Kejriwal. And everybody should understand that if Kejriwal does not go through Vipassana, how does it matter that his closest ring of confidants are in jail? That almost his number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, all top leaders are in jail. If Arvind Kejriwal wants to avoid responsibility is one thing. But the way it's looking now is very shady, ladies and gentlemen. Because even if Arvind Kejriwal prioritizes his campaigns, his Vipassana, his meditation over answering the agencies, I think he owes an explanation on the specifics of the Liquorgate scam to the people. What is the scam? The scam is that allegedly, the Aam Aadmi Party devised a plan that it has to make money to fight the elections. And they said, we are going to do this little scam with the liquor manufacturers. They'll take some money. We'll make some money. We'll make some hundreds of crores. We'll go fight the national elections. And the argument against the charge against the Aam Aadmi Party is that it sort of reverse engineers everything it does, looking at its larger political agenda. So the Aam Aadmi Party says, see, we have to be in power at the center. So what if we do some corruption? We got to make some money. Everybody makes money. But then, Mr. Kejriwal, that is exactly what you came to politics to stop. Ladies and gentlemen, a few years back, Arvind Kejriwal used to do public referendums on whether he should resign as chief minister. Today, the same man, much political power in, seems to have a no two hoots approach on getting specific on the Liquorgate scam. Shouldn't Kejriwal answer on whether handwritten notes were exchanged at his house? Shouldn't he answer on whether major changes were made under his watch? Shouldn't he answer whether he knew Vijay Nair and whether he said, let Vijay Nair do whatever, he is my boy, he has my mandate? Should he not explain that? Because if Arvind Kejriwal says that Vijay Nair was carrying out all this corruption on his own, and if the ED has any proof that he was not, then the ED will confront Arvind Kejriwal with the proof and Arvind Kejriwal will have to respond. Simple thing. Both matters will go to court. Court will decide whether Kejriwal is guilty. These are questions. There is a process. Are these not questions the people deserve to know? Kejriwal despises the agencies, doesn't like them, fine. But he needs to answer. And even if the morality of it is aside, then tomorrow if the ED after 2 unanswered summons shows up at his house to question him or to arrest him, I'm asking this, I'm not saying it will happen. I'm not saying it will happen. But tomorrow, the question we must answer tonight is, what choice does the agency have now? Arvind Kejriwal seems to have made up his mind that he will not appear before the agency. Should the agency say, okay, Mr. Kejriwal is the chief minister, we won't do anything? What kind of precedent will be set then? If they arrest Kejriwal, will the same AAP then say democracy is in danger? If the ED moves an application to issue a non-bailable warrant, a non-bailable arrest warrant against Arvind Kejriwal, then will Arvind Kejriwal say that the BJP is trying to quell his voice? Tomorrow I have many people appearing on my program tonight. One of them is a friend of mine, Sohail Seth. For example, and God forbid, just joking, I hope Sohail doesn't take it seriously. But if Sohail Seth tomorrow is told that Mr. Sohail Seth, you are accused in the Liquorgate scam or this scam and that scam, then Sohail, if he doesn't appear for 3 times or for Basuri Swaraj doesn't appear 3 times, or if there they are on the screen, if Piyush doesn't appear 3 times and the court turns up at Sohail's wonderful apartment and says, Mr. Sohail Seth, we're going to arrest you and pick you up. And Sohail says, oh my God, democracy is in danger. Then who's going to give a two-hoots approach to Sohail Seth? Nobody will. Sohail, sorry, I mean you well, my friend. I have nothing against you, but you know what I mean. People will say, Sohail, you are 2, 3, 4, 5, 20 times to appear before the court. But if Sohail says, I'm off to London, New York, I'm off flying here in my private yacht, I have no time, or Vipassana, who's going to...
No, I don't, now, you're pushing it. I don't even have a...
Nobody will.
A private yacht. So anyway, let's come to that later. I hope tumhare muh mein ghee shakkar. But I think there are 2 interesting points.
You've come after a long time, so I'm having some fun with you. No, you've come after a long time, so I'm having some fun on the debate tonight. Oh, my friend, don't take it.
Like the
my question is, no, I haven't started the debate. One minute. I haven't started the debate. I haven't started. Sohail, I got you started there, but let me start the debate. I only gave that as a precedent, as part of my long introductory monologue, that I believe that Kejriwal should appear before the ED and not create a situation where a non-bailable arrest warrant is put before him and there is a lot of drama. Because if there is drama, I believe nobody will have any sympathies this time. Now, let's start the debate.
Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has skipped enforcement directorate summons once again in the Delhi liquor policy case. A day before his appearance before the Central Probe Agency, the Delhi Chief Minister has left for a 10-day Vipassana retreat. Kejriwal has repeated this line that the ED summons were politically motivated.
The Enforcement Directorate maintains that during the course of the investigation, they've come across evidence that a FaceTime call was made between Vijay Nair, Sameer Mahendru and Arvind Kejriwal. In fact, on that particular call, Arvind Kejriwal introduced Vijay Nair, the communication manager of Aam Aadmi Party, as his boy. Not just that, the Enforcement Directorate also suspects that as part of the proceeds of crime, the political party, Aam Aadmi Party, has actually benefited from it. And as a national convener of the party, it is Arvind Kejriwal who will have to do the explaining.
The 4th top Aam Aadmi Party leader who has been embroiled in this legal controversy after Manish Sisodia, Satyendra Jain, Sanjay Singh. The arrest of 3 senior Aam Aadmi Party leaders has exposed the line that his party leaders are completely innocent.
सबसे पहले दिल्ली को भ्रष्टाचार मुक्त कराया जाएगा साथियों, सबसे पहले दिल्ली को भ्रष्टाचार मुक्त। आम आदमी पार्टी की तरफ से मैं ऐलान करता हूं कि एक भी विधायक हम ऐसा नहीं भेजेंगे जो कि गड़बड़ा। फिर भी अगर हमसे कोई गलती हो गई तो अगर 1 नवंबर को दिल्ली का चुनाव होगा और 31 अक्टूबर को आपने मेरे को लाके सबूत दे दिया कि देखो जी फलाने आपके कैंडिडेट के खिलाफ ये भ्रष्टाचार का सबूत है, साथियों उसकी टिकट कैंसिल कर देंगे, सीट खाली छोड़ देंगे, लेकिन गलत आदमी को हम विधानसभा में नहीं देंगे। हमारे आम आदमी पार्टी के एमएलएज पे अभी तक 170 से ज़्यादा केस कर चुके हैं, 170 से ज़्यादा। बोले बस घोटाला कर दिया केजरीवाल ने, सड़कों का घोटाला कर दिया, बिजली का घोटाला कर दिया, पानी का घोटाला, इतने घोटाले, इतनी जांच करा ली, कोई ईडी की रेड नहीं हुई, कोई सीबीआई की रेड नहीं हुई। छोटे छोटे आम लोगों से हम लोगों की क्या औकात है
कि हम आपकी ईडी और सीबीआई की धमकियों से डरने वाले नहीं हैं। चाहे दिल्ली हो, चाहे पंजाब हो, हम यहाँ के लोगों के लिए काम करते रहेंगे।
यहाँ विपासना के पीछे छुपने की कोशिश अरविंद केजरीवाल कर रहे हैं। कुशासना और विपासना साथ साथ कभी नहीं चल सकता है। यदि आपने कुशासना किया है तो बाद में जेलासना होगा ही होगा।
How much more longer can Arvind Kejriwal dodge the investigating agencies? Let's debate.
And ladies and gentlemen, solid debate coming up with Masuri Swaraj, BJP spokesperson, taking on Anjali Rai, national spokesperson AAP, and of course Dr. Piyush Joshi, who backs the AAP. And I start with Sohail. Sohail, let's come to the basics, Sohail. What is, in your view, what is Kejriwal's game plan? He has written to the ED saying, I believe this is political. He has rejected summons 1. He has rejected summons 2. He knows, he has lawyers, he knows exactly what will follow if he rejects summons 3. They're going to land up at his door with a NBA and execute it for non-compliance and non-cooperation. What's his game plan, in your view?
So his game plan very clearly is to play victim, to play the person who's been wronged against, that this is a witch hunt, and he's prepared the ground. To be fair, he's prepared the ground very well. Look, let's give Arvind Kejriwal some credit. He is an astute politician. He's no longer the Aam Aadmi that you and I thought he was. And to my mind, he never was. He was always Khas Aadmi. Number 2, he has realized that he will play the same game as the BJP wants him to play, but he will play it with greater arrogance and with a daredevil attitude, a cavalier attitude. To my mind, I as a citizen have only 3 things to say. Number 1, if Arvind Kejriwal has been summoned by the ED and refuses the summons twice, once I can understand, he was on election duty, which is fair enough. Number 2, Vipassana. I mean, will you give people who have committed crimes of an economic nature कि भाई आप विपासना पे जा रहे हैं इसलिए हम लोग कुछ नहीं करेंगे? It sets a bad precedent. Number 2, my problem with Kejriwal is that Kejriwal came as such a beacon and as such a breath of fresh air. He came as a person who was like one of us. He was willing to go to the gallows, he was willing to take the rap, but he would not sacrifice. Today, unfortunately, he's playing the game like every other politician he has abused plays. So he's no different anymore. The third is my grouse with the ED. Why is the ED allowing this to fester? Why is the ED not taking steps which are legally permissible?
Exactly.
Arnab, you're right. He has all the lawyers at his command, as he should. And for God's sake, give Aam Aadmi Party credit. In less than 10, 12 years, they are now running 2 states. So you have to doff your hat to Arvind Kejriwal. But Arvind Kejriwal must realize he is only Arvind Kejriwal. He is not bigger than the law of the land. He is not someone who will tell the agencies when they are ready. It's not that he will decide कि भाई मैं आपको कब मिलूंगा, मैं आपसे कब interview लूंगा. That's ridiculous. And it sets a bad precedent. It's bad for the ED, it's bad for law, and terribly bad for a man who stood for millions of Indians as the hope of a fresh breath of air.
Now, I that's a fantastic opening statement, Sohail, as usual. I want to go to the AAP spokesperson and Piyush, and then I will come to Basuru. You can respond completely. First question, Anjali ji, how does it look? How does it look? Today, a Delhi court extended the judicial custody of Arvind Kejriwal's till recently right-hand man Sanjay Singh till July 10th. Satyendra Jain is in jail. Manish Sisodia is in jail. So many people who have worked with Kejriwal is in jail. Kejriwal should be fighting for them instead of going off to Vipassana. It's not looking good. The feeling one gets is that Kejriwal doesn't care what happens to anyone as long as nothing happens to him. That's the sense one is getting.
Arnab, the whole nation is watching that BJP is totally scared of Arvind Kejriwal's model of governance, its growing popularity. Since so many years, it has been ruling in so many states of India, but it has never been able to give good education, good schools to the children of our country, which can match with the private schools. It has not been able to give free electricity, free water to the poor people. It has not been able to give free health services, free health mohalla clinics in every nook and corner of any state. And this popularity is increasing day by day. As Sohail also said, that in last 10 years, it has become the national party of the country. So they want to crush the party completely, and they want that all the leaders should be behind the bar so that the party is completely crushed. But the whole nation is watching what they are doing. Nowadays, only one law prevails in the country, and that is that if you speak against the BJP, then you are a criminal, and then ED and CBI will follow you, and you will be put behind the bar. But if you are declared a criminal by
Anjali ji
or CBI, let me complete. But then you join BJP, like we said in recent days, this Ajit Pawar or Hemant Biswa Sarma, and in so many other cases, all the people who were declared criminals by
Anjali ji,
ED.
Anjali ji,
when they change
Anjali ji, this is a matter. Anjali ji, this is a matter which is now before the Delhi court, before the High Court, before the Supreme Court. Liquor Gate is before every court in the country. This entire investigation is subject to the most detailed judicial scrutiny. Nobody, sir, nobody, ma'am, not the Prime Minister of India, not the Home Minister of India, not the Finance Minister of India, nobody, and I'm going to coming to you, Basuri, nobody can interfere in a process that is under this level of judicial scrutiny. I'm saying that under Section 50 of the PMLA Act, you have to go before the ED.
The problem is this, no?
There's something else going on here, Basuri. Now, Basuri, my question to you is this. Basuri Swaraj, my question is this. Sohail began by saying that Arvind Kejriwal runs a mega political corporation, has top lawyers. He may be angling for something. Maybe he wants the ED to come, arrest him, drag him out of his house so he emerges a hero in this. Is that the intention in this case?
The Honorable Chief Minister, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, is actually a thespian leader. He's very well versed in theatrics. So Mr. Sohail Seth is absolutely right. He wants that the ED should actually go to court, get a non-bailable warrant issued, and should come and arrest him or should come and question him at home, and basically should mandate his appearance in court. But Arnab, you're right. Section 50, subsection 3 of the PMLA Act makes it mandatory for anyone who has been summoned by the enforcement director that they must answer the summon. Mr. Kejriwal, the Honorable Chief Minister of Delhi, is a master of U-turn. He is somebody who used to say, "Mujhe jaanch se dar nahi lagta." He always said that he was volunteering to actually join the investigation. But today, he is doing absolutely the opposite. He is giving such flimsical excuses as going for a Vipassana workshop. Arnab, he is a very khas aadmi in the garb of an aam aadmi. Would a normal, common person, would he be allowed to actually write such a reply or response to summons by the enforcement director that I am going on a meditation camp, practically a spiritual holiday for 10 days, and I am unwilling to actually honor the summons? And Arnab, you're right, he's a very inconsiderate leader. Today, close aides of Mr. Kejriwal, Mr. Manish Sisodia is in jail, Mr. Satyendra Jain is in jail, Mr. Sanjay Singh is in jail. Just today, the judicial custody of Mr. Sanjay Jain has been extended. And it seems that Mr. Kejriwal is completely unbothered. This is unfathomable for me. And I must answer Anjali ji. You know, Anjali ji said that the BJP is scared of the Kejriwal model of government. Respectfully, Anjali ji, the Bhajpa does not need to be scared at all of the Aam Aadmi Party, because the Aam Aadmi Party contested in more than 200 seats across Rajasthan, across Chhattisgarh, across Madhya Pradesh and Telangana. And not even a single seat has been won by the Aam Aadmi Party. In fact, Nota actually got more mandates from the people of India than the Aam Aadmi Party. Regarding what you're saying that the summons are politically motivated, I'm just going to read one sentence, Arnab, from the judicial order passed by the Honorable High Court of Delhi on the 20th of October 2023. This is paragraph 85 at page 49. From page 47 to 49, the Aam Aadmi Party lawyers in court only submitted on the aspect of the summons being politically motivated. And this is the judicial finding. I'm just placing one sentence. It says, para 85, this court will not insinuate or impute any political motives to the investigating agency in absence of any material on record and does not consider it a prima facie case of no evidence at all. Now, you may not believe the BJP, you may say that we have an agenda against the Aam Aadmi Party, but are you imputing political vendetta to the courts of this nation?
No, Arnab.
No,
As Bansuri
I think,
said, who will Aam Aadmi Party
I think Piyush.
trust?
Let me get Piyush in, Sohail, briefly. Let me get Piyush in, Sohail. Piyush, I think that the courts will take a very dim view of this. Because I think the courts have already made it very clear they believe there is a very strong case here. Your basic argument is that there is no case. This is not the only observation, Sohail. There are many observations, Piyush. There are many observations of the court which is clear that there is a very strong case, Piyush. Please unmute yourself. Now, if the courts believe there is a strong case and you say, I don't give a damn, I will not cooperate.
Okay, can you hear me
Then
now?
at some point of time, you're going to get convicted by the same court.
Am I audible?
Yeah. And when you get convicted by the court, there will be no sympathy.
Fair enough. Now, can I reply to that? So let the courts decide in due course of time which kind of view they want to take, whether they want to take a dim view or a magnanimous view. It's for the courts to decide. Now, as far as Mr. Kejriwal ji is concerned, and as far as it being a political witch hunt is concerned, we have debated upon it times immemorial. We know it is a politically motivated witch hunt. We know it is a dictatorial form of governance which Mr. Modi is running at the top. We have seen it in the recent days in the parliament, in the way the
No, but the courts don't think so. But the courts don't think so. Piyush, the courts don't think it's a political witch hunt. The courts feel there is a very solid case. The courts feel there is a very solid case. The courts are denying bail. The courts are asking for more evidence. The courts have statements before them on record, witness accounts and proof.
Now, let me respond to what you are saying. The courts have not adjudicated finally on any of the matters as now. They have only made interim observations on the various aspects of the cases. They have not made any final decisions. They have not yet proven anybody as guilty, in these particular cases. So let us reserve our thoughts on.
Yeah, but tomorrow if the court says, Piyush, if the court says, and I think Basuri is a lawyer, 1 minute. Sohail, no, 1 minute. You see, you're painting yourself into a corner. Tomorrow, I put this to Basuri and Sohail and then the AAP spokesperson can respond. If the courts say, what is going on, this is so wrong, we will issue a non-bailable warrant against Kejriwal. Suppose tomorrow headline is non-bailable arrest warrant against Kejriwal. Will that look good? Who will you blame then? You'll blame the court. It's coming down to that. अंजलि जी आपको सोचना पड़ेगा कल अगर हेडलाइन हो जाए कि अरविंद केजरीवाल के खिलाफ कोर्ट ने नॉन बेलेबल अरेस्ट वारंट इशू की, कैसा लगेगा
वो हम
आपको
और हमारे लॉ
आपके? हाँ जी,
आपको चिंता करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Let the court give non-bailable warrants. Let them issue the
चिंता नहीं, मैं तो सवाल कर रहा हूँ.
हाँ नहीं, तो आप कह रहे हैं अच्छा लगेगा या नहीं अच्छा लगेगा, आपको ज्यादा चिंता करने की जरूरत नहीं है। हमारे लॉर्ड्स उसको एग्जामिन कर रहे हैं और जो भी होगा हम लोग देख लेंगे क्या करना है। इट्स आवर प्रेरोगेटिव टू डिसाइड नाउ, वील डिसाइड इट।
नो
मगर जो
1 मिनट,
ऐसे तो डीएमके भी बोलती थी 2G के बारे में और आप लोग कुछ अलग बोलते थे उस वक्त। Sohail is responding. Basuri, after Sohail. Sohail. It's getting interesting, viewers.
One minute.
How do you know?
Piyush made an
How do you know he
observation.
depose himself?
Piyush made an observation where Piyush said that, look, let the courts adjudicate as and when they do. Fair enough. Absolutely valid. But Piyush, it's the same courts which have refused to give relief to a certain set of Aam Aadmi Party leaders as we speak. What does that indicate? That indicates that the court is satisfied that their current arraignment or their current incarceration is required for this case to come to its logical conclusion. So that's number one. The courts therefore have not given anyone any reprieve. On the contrary, they have denied the relief that your party people, and not your party, I mean Aam Aadmi Party people have sought. So relief denied. Number two, I'm asking a very simple question, Piyush, as a citizen to citizen. If everyone starts violating the sanctity of summons which are prescribed by law, where does the sanctity lie? Because you will not budge as far as the courts are concerned. You will not respond to summons.
Superb.
Which is that higher force that Arvind Kejriwal is willing to accede to? Which is that higher force? Because whatever happens, if the judiciary votes, if the judiciary advocates against you, mark my words, Piyush, you may not say it because you're a reasonable man. Anjali may not say it, but there'll be people saying, "Arey, judiciary Modi ji ki pocket mein." So do your damn, don't your damn. I'm saying, where are the good, positive optics for the citizen of India? You just answer that from a logical perspective.
Now, from the logical perspective, if I can just make a brief observation.
I am only mentioning a point here. Many.
Can I respond? I think there's an audio lag. So I'm just responding a very brief comment. You know, the nature of summons is such that if summons are given and if there is a reply which is submitted that we have this program from this date to this date, kindly give us another date, so that that is for the courts to decide if they allow him to depose at a future date in the course of action. So that's fair enough. Whether he and who are we to say that he's not going to depose himself before the enforcement directorate?
No.
He may be deposed in the future, maybe 7 days down the line, maybe 10 days down the line. So to say whether
I think he has
is never going to present himself before the enforcement directorate.
No.
Very, very unlikely.
No, Piyush, let's look at the legal point here. I think Basuri is picking up something from the law here. I am not a lawyer, but I'll tell you this.
Neither am I.
As far as I know, today, if the ED goes to court will issue non-bailable arrest warrant. Then they will show up at his house, question him. If they have evidence, they can say this man is showing a history of non-cooperation, arrest him. With a NBW against him, the chances of arrest are high. And the basic point is this. When is a person arrested and kept in custody? When the possibility of that person influencing witnesses is there, he's influential. Kejriwal is influential. When the possibility of that person being non-cooperative by nature and track record is there. He has already proven that he is non-cooperative by nature. When he has put on record that he will not cooperate with the process, he has already written a letter. In these set of circumstances, I don't think any court will say, let's treat him like a VVIP. So things may get more complicated with this non-compliance. Basuri.
VVIP. Of course, he is not going to be treated like a VVIP. He is going to be treated like a common man, and fair enough. So that's fine. And I'm sure that he's going to depose before the enforcement directorate.
No, let's hear Basuri's take. Where is this headed is my question.
Political tug of war.
Piyush ji, Honorable Chief Minister Kejriwal ji is definitely not behaving like a common man. He is certainly behaving like a VVIP. Section 50, subsection 3 of the PMLA. The wordings are all the persons so summoned shall be bound to attend in person or through their agents. Basically, section 50, subsection 3 makes it mandatory for you to attend and honor the summons, and then imposes a duty on you to say the truth. That's number one. Second, you were talking about how the judicial process, please allow me to. You said that the judicial process will take its own course. I agree with you. I'm agreeing with you. Right? On the 13th of December 2023, Mr. Sisodia's bail was rejected for the 7th time. The Honorable Supreme Court of India actually dismissed even his review petition asking for bail, which means that the courts of the land think that there is a prima facie existence of evidence and existence of a case against them. Right now, we are in the realm of investigation. If Mr. Kejriwal has nothing to hide, as he keeps on saying, then why not come and join the investigation? Atishi ji and Saurabh Bharadwaj ji, all the ministers of Aam Aadmi Party keep on saying, हम ED और CBI की धमकियों से डरते नहीं. ED और CBI धमकियां नहीं देती, वो केवल जांच करती हैं, इन्वेस्टिगेट करती हैं. Why is the Chief Minister scuttling from the investigating process? And lastly, you said that this is all politically motivated. You talked about the Modi government being dictatorial. Piyush ji, you're a political analyst. Please, I say this with a sense of responsibility. Have you forgotten that Madhya Pradesh is the only state where anti-incumbency was not even in the minds of the people? And have you seen the landslide victory that the Modi government and the Modi administration and their development politics has gotten? So please don't make these kind of irresponsible statements just to actually protect Kejriwal ji's misconduct.
150 odd members of parliament. That gives you a right to suspend 150 odd members of parliament. That gives you a right to misuse ED and CBI as the tools of investigation, as the tools of political oppression.
1 minute.
Come on.
No, there is nobody. You see, 1 minute.
No. Piyush, I will disagree with you, my friend. Bad behavior is not to be condoned at the altar of democracy. Because you want to justify democracy, you can't behave like lumpen elements. You and I are not paying for Parliament to function so that people behave like lumpen elements. And I agree, the law should be the same for every MP. But don't make bad behavior a political issue. It's a behavioral issue.
During the 2G issue, when respected, the late Mrs. Sushma Swaraj was the leader of Lok Sabha, and leader of BJP in the Lok Sabha, and Arun Jaitley ji was the leader of BJP in Rajya Sabha. They did not allow.
But Piyush, my own sense is, my own sense is, may I intervene? Piyush, we have to be logical about where this is headed. People ask me what is my view on what's going on. Can I just give my view and then get Anjali ji to respond? Anjali ji, Arvind Kejriwal is a politician. The BJP is a political party. Right? No political party, no government, no investigating agency will take a chance in a case against Kejriwal unless there is some really solid evidence. Have you asked yourself, Anjali ji, why is Kejriwal being summoned at this stage of the investigation? You see, till now there are questions of handwritten notes exchanged at his house. Then there is Manish Sisodia's then Secretary Arvind, who has confessed to the ED that he was called by Sisodia to the house of Kejriwal, given a document. They said wholesale margin will be 12%, right? Then there is Vijay Nair, who was very close to Kejriwal, who's linked to the main accused. A FaceTime call between the Liquorgate scam accused and Kejriwal. Samir Mahindru spoke to him. 100 crores used in the Goa elections. Right? Arvind Kejriwal's personal assistant, Vibhav Kumar, summoned by the ED in February 2023. Then YSRCP MP MS Reddy, prominent member of the South Group, allegedly met Kejriwal. Now, Anjali ji, without solid evidence, ED will not move against Kejriwal even to question him. But if they are calling him, which means there is some solid proof they have, maybe, I'm not saying Manish Sisodia has gone against Kejriwal or Sanjay Singh, but who knows who has become an approver? आपको पता है कि सिसोदिया जी अप्रूवर नहीं बने? क्या आप श्योर है कि संजय सिंह अप्रूवर नहीं है, सत्येंद्र जैन अप्रूवर नहीं है, विजय नायर अप्रूवर नहीं है? No, there must be some solid proof that has come out, no? So,
Arnab, I want to ask one
my question is, don't you think without solid evidence, ED would not even have called him? My question is, without solid evidence, ED would not even have called Kejriwal. Agree or disagree?
ED किसको बुलाती है वो बीजेपी की मर्जी होती है. I want to ask you what happened to Ajit Pawar's case. प्रधानमंत्री जी कह रहे थे 70,000 करोड़ का घोटाला है. चक्की पीसिंग अजीत पवार को ईडी ने कहा कि ये कहाँ गया उनका केस, क्यों नहीं उन्हें बुलाया जा रहा, क्यों उनको दिया गया डेप्यूटी प्राइम सीएम बनाया गया, कहाँ गया उनका केस, कहाँ गया हेमंत
नहीं आप
शर्मा का
ये
केस?
क्या लॉजिक है? ये लॉजिक क्या कोर्ट मानेगी अंजलि जी? ये लॉजिक कोर्ट मानेगी कि मैं नहीं जा रहा क्योंकि अजीत पवार को पहले बुलाया जाए? सोहेल रिस्पॉन्डिंग देन.
आप मुझे बताइए.
आई एम आस्किंग अंजलि, since she represents the Aam Aadmi Party, which always believed that it was a force unto itself and different from the others, do you really want to get to a level where you're comparing Arvind Kejriwal with Ajit Pawar? Because you're scoring a self-goal. A. B. I totally agree with you about some people accusing
ये क्या logic है?
washing machine. But you, Aam Aadmi Party, and other people have recourse to the law of the land. File a public interest litigation. See what
I was answering to
my point, Anjali, one
correct. I want
finish very quickly. My point is,
no. But Anjali ji, I want Basuri to respond. आप कह रहे हैं अंजलि जी, your argument is why should I chakki piecing? Let Ajit Pawar do chakki piecing, then I will do chakki piecing. ऐसा कोई chakki piecing का लाइन थोड़ी है.
मैं अर्नब ये कह रही हूँ.
आप कह रहे हैं why he is not chakki piecing? Why should I chakki piecing? ये क्या है? नहीं, इसको कोई कोर्ट नहीं मानेगी. बांसुरी, no, on a serious note, बांसुरी, no, ये serious मामला हो रहा है. बांसुरी.
On a very serious note,
सुनना नहीं चाहते.
First Sharad Pawar chakki piecing, then I chakki piecing. ये क्या है? First Lalu chakki piecing.
No.
नहीं.
Can I come in? Can I
Basuri.
brief interjection?
May I respond? Yeah.
Basuri's turn, sir. Basuri's turn.
I completely understand the constraints. I very respectfully, Arnab, I understand the constraints of Anjali ji as well as Piyush ji, because the conduct of the Honorable Chief Minister Shri Arvind Kejriwal in scuttling away from the investigating process and not adhering to the ED summons in violation of Section 50, subsection 3 of the PMLA is an indefensible act. This is a party that was actually elected by the people on an anti-corruption plank. But today, they are head to toe dipped in corruption. If you actually see the ED, what is the material against their leaders? The material against their leaders is that when the investigating agencies raided Shri Satyendra Jain and his aides and his friends, they actually recovered more than 1.85 kgs of gold. They actually recovered cash. When when you talk about, I can even read out all the orders and the observations that the Honorable Supreme Court has actually upheld by the trial court, High Court and the Honorable Supreme Court, that a money trail has been established. There were kickbacks worth 90 to 100 crore rupees in the liquor scam.
So,
in fact, one of the allegations in the charge sheet is that the ex-PA of Shri Sisodia claimed that the report qua the liquor scam was actually presented at the house of Shri Arvind Kejriwal.
No.
Everything is only in the realm of the investigation.
I believe that, see...
Today, everything is only in the realm of investigation.
No, I believe that beyond a point, the ED knows that this will go before the court. And I believe the ED will also know. The ED will also know, Basuri and Anjali ji, that if it arrests Arvind Kejriwal and if the courts say tomorrow there was no basis to that arrest, then it will be more than embarrassing for the ED. So I believe ED will go very carefully into it, which is why I think every move it's making now is to be watched very, 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 very closely. Well, I thank you all for that debate. I'm taking a quick 30-second Securite commercial break, and I'm telling you about where even more cash has been found in 30 seconds.
Ransomware and other advanced threats are on the rise. Your organization can be the next target. Are you ready? Securite Hawk Hunt XDR with AI-powered enhanced detection and response can help prepare your organization to counter next ransomware attack, data breach and advanced threat. Securite Hawk Hunt XDR.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The tax department has shockingly found even more cash in Odisha. Cash to the tune of 329 crores. Viewers, this is an endless cash trail. Agencies are saying that there is so much cash. Cash has been found in some broken, dilapidated buildings. Cash has been found in hidden safe houses camouflaged as unoccupied buildings. You've seen the cash in Jharkhand. Where is all this cash coming from? Only one thing I'd say before you see the pictures are, this is the greatest collection of cash that has been found. What is the source? Here are the developments and then we debate.
This rupees 351 cash stash linked to a Congress MP sent shockwaves across India. Bundles of cash were recovered from income tax department raids in Odisha, Jharkhand and West Bengal. The cash was recovered from obscure and dilapidated buildings and safe houses in Odisha. The recovery is from an industrial group engaged in the alcohol and education business based in Ranchi. As per a finance ministry release, one of the family members of the group is also a politically exposed person residing in Ranchi. Cash, cash and more cash. It's raining cash. Where is all this money coming from? Let's debate.
Okay, viewers, I will keep the pictures through the debate, and Lokesh, starting with you. This is an endless amount of cash which is being found, all linked to Congress MP, right? Dhiren Sahu. And more pictures have come out today. Very worrying, very worrying. You've still not taken any action against him. Just look at these pictures, right? There is not enough place to keep the cash, right? Now, at some point of time, the Congress will have to issue a statement on this. Lokesh, remaining quiet is not looking good. If you want to save democracy, sack this MP. Save democracy, sack the MP. Do you agree with me, Savio? If the Congress wants to save democracy, Savio, I say Lokesh, his party must first sack this man, the MP, who's been collecting this cash.
That this money is not of that of cash in hand, or it's some form of illegal money. Has the income tax department completed their investigation? Have they imposed the penalty? Have they imposed the fine? What have they come out with their findings? Now, I want to ask you a simple question. How much cash do you carry? I'm very sure that there must be some form of cash that every business enterprise it carries depending upon the needs of business. Now, liquor as a business, it is carried out.
How dare you ask the question? One minute. Savio, are you seeing the attitude here? He says, Savio, did you see this attitude here? He says, all business houses must transact in some cash. Now, Savio runs a business house. I run a fairly large media company. I can proudly say that Savio and I do not indulge in even 1 rupee of cash. Okay? You keep your standards to yourself, Lokesh. No. You Congis.
No.
You are the cash and carry people. Savio, please respond to him. He thinks everybody is like him.
There are sectors like the liquor.
He says everybody is like him.
Where do not.
No, I'm sorry. No, Savio, respond. Savio, unmute and respond.
Of over 300 crores in cash. Lokesh, over 300 crores in cash. What do you think of the person?
Business activity carried out
today? No business is done with so much of cash in their premises. The whole idea was to get rid of black money, and you've got Sahu bringing back black money back into the system. Where is Sahu's money coming from? What is the source? You don't require black money to do business unless you are doing business that is illegal. So where is the source of the money? Today, even a vendor of a fruit seller is transacting via the bank. A vendor, a fruit seller, a cobbler is transacting via a bank because of the digital India.
No. This is not his.
Because of digital India. But here you have a Congress leader with over 300 crores of cash.
One minute. Basuri, he says, the Congress says, that this money is part of his business and all businesses deal in cash. Simple calculation, 351 crores found. If it is 1 week's cash business, that means he does a cash business of 1,500 crores, which means on an annualized basis, he has a cash business of over 20 to 25,000 crores. That is not the size of Sahu's business. What this proves is this cash is coming from someone else and somewhere else.
No,
it's quite clear as that. But the Congress person's response saying all businesses... No. I want Basuri Swaraj to respond to this rather ludicrous comment you made today.
I heard.
Established this fact. The income tax authorities found the source of money. They are yet to submit the records.
Lokesh, let her respond to you, please. She heard you. She said she heard you. Yeah, there will be a penalty. Yeah. Basuri.
Yeah, so Arnab, perhaps for mere mortals like you and me, it is an unfathomable amount of money. But clearly for the Congress party and their leaders, I'm guessing 350 plus crores must be mere pocket change. That's exactly what this statement proves, right? When you say that, oh, this is just cash in hand for running business. Clearly, in fact, anybody who's seen the previous debate on your channel, it appears that liquor is definitely a very, very cash-rich business. Whether it's the Aam Aadmi Party receiving kickbacks worth 90 to 100 crore rupees, or it is the Congress Party with a liquor baron like Mr. Dheeraj Sahu,
well noted and well said.
350 plus crore rupees, out of which 329 were actually hidden in dilapidated buildings. I want to know which honorable and honest businessman keeps this kind of obnoxious amount of money in dilapidated buildings hidden from plain sight. Clearly, this seems and appears and
smugglers in 1980s B-grade films.
Out of illegal means.
Only smugglers. You know, you used to see this in movies. Basuri, when we were kids, you know, 1980s, early 90s movies, B-grade Hindi movies, you know, the smuggler would keep the money, then Vinod Khanna or Amitabh Bachchan would come in, kick the door, and the money would be found in gunny bags in dilapidated buildings. मुझे तो लग रहा है कि Congress MP is inspired by some C-grade 1980s, 90s Hindi movie. But you can't, अभी क्या है ये attitude? ज्ञानेंद्र जी नहीं बताएंगे, go to hell, save democracy. ज्ञानेंद्र जी, are you seeing the pictures? Are you seeing the pictures? Do you see the dirty cash? Lokesh, see the pictures. Okay, do me one favor, describe the pictures to me. When you see the pictures, what do you see?
No, I want to ask you certain questions.
I see, tell me the word that comes to your mind when you see the pictures. Savio, the word that comes to my mind is slime, muck.
No, RBI, why does
the muck of Indian politics.
Arnab,
the slime of the Indian political
the level
system.
Of the debate. I mean, there are educated.
Those are the words that come to my mind.
You can
no, this is a high-level debate.
You can call in certain.
The source is legality, and Lokesh is trying to justify that as business.
You know that very well.
No business will have so much of money in black.
How much time do you have?
It's not practical.
I will not be.
No, but why hasn't he been
indulging into
arrested so far,
rhetoric that
Basuri?
was about-
I don't understand this. 1 minute. Basuri, if an Aam Aadmi was caught with this much cash, he would be in jail by now. A member of parliament of the Congress is caught with 351 crores and he's giving interviews to ANI. This is absurd. Why is he not been arrested so far? What is the ED or the government waiting for?
So, Arnab, I think that the IT department will be able to answer better. But my educated guess as a lawyer is that perhaps the investigating process is still on and you never know. There might be even more cash that is recovered further on. Maybe it is 350 plus and counting.
Yeah, possibly. I don't get shocked anymore these days. Ladies and gentlemen, I will end with full frame pictures. The question is not what the source of the cash is. I want to have two sets of pictures on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. On one side, the Save Democracy Brigade with its placard, and on the other side, the cash. Can I have both the sets of pictures on the screen, 50-50 on the screen? I'll take 30 seconds more. On the one side, please see the same Congi leaders say, save the democracy of the country. And on the other side, the huge hauls of cash sourced to a Congress leader. I think the visuals will speak for themselves. It should make you think, which direction is this country headed? Who do you want to vote for? Is this about saving democracy or saving the India Alliance? Food for thought. I'll leave you with that. See you tomorrow at 9. Good night and goodbye.
Powered by Riva University, a social impact multidisciplinary university. SecRight. Rakesh.
The Ministry of Commerce, Government of India has conferred the National Award for Innovation on Amity School out of 10,000 schools in India with Atal Tinkering Labs. A testimony to Amity's focus on instilling scientific temperament and innovative spirit among its students.
संतों का पंजाब, दिलदारों का पंजाब, देश का अनाज भंडार पंजाब, बिजनेस में तरक्की करता पंजाब, देश को सफल बनाता पंजाब। देखिए हमारे साथ बढ़ता पंजाब। सीएम भगवंत मान से जानेंगे पंजाब के विकास की गाथा। कृषि, रोजगार और निवेश से क्यों चमक रहा पंजाब का माथा। चहुमुखी विकास है सीएम भगवंत मान का वादा। हम उनसे ही सुनेंगे अब क्या है उनका इरादा। बढ़ता पंजाब इस सोमवार सुबह 10:30 बजे से सिर्फ रिपब्लिक भारत पर। सीएम भगवंत मान से जानेंगे पंजाब के विकास की गाथा। कृषि, रोजगार और निवेश से क्यों चमक रहा पंजाब का माथा। चहुमुखी विकास है सीएम भगवंत मान का वादा। हम उनसे ही सुनेंगे अब क्या है उनका इरादा। बढ़ता पंजाब इस सोमवार सुबह 10:30 बजे से सिर्फ रिपब्लिक भारत पर। सीएम भगवंत मान से जानेंगे पंजाब के विकास की गाथा। कृषि, रोजगार और निवेश से क्यों चमक रहा पंजाब का माथा। चहुमुखी विकास है सीएम भगवंत मान का वादा। हम उनसे ही सुनेंगे अब क्या है उनका इरादा। बढ़ता पंजाब इस सोमवार सुबह 10:30 बजे से सिर्फ रिपब्लिक भारत पर। संतों का पंजाब, दिलदारों का पंजाब, देश का अनाज भंडार पंजाब, बिजनेस में तरक्की करता पंजाब, देश को सफल बनाता पंजाब, देखिए हमारे साथ बढ़ता पंजाब। सीएम भगवंत मान से जानेंगे पंजाब के विकास की गाथा। कृषि, रोजगार और निवेश से क्यों चमक रहा पंजाब का माथा। चहुमुखी विकास है सीएम भगवंत मान का वादा। हम उनसे ही सुनेंगे अब क्या है उनका इरादा। बढ़ता पंजाब इस सोमवार सुबह 10:30 बजे से सिर्फ रिपब्लिक भारत पर। संतों का पंजाब, दिलदारों का पंजाब, देश का अनाज भंडार पंजाब, बिजनेस में तरक्की करता पंजाब, देश को सफल बनाता पंजाब, देखिए हमारे साथ बढ़ता पंजाब। संतों का पंजाब, दिलदारों का पंजाब, देश का अनाज भंडार पंजाब, बिजनेस में तरक्की करता पंजाब, देश को सफल बनाता पंजाब, देखिए हमारे साथ बढ़ता पंजाब। संतों का पंजाब, दिलदारों का पंजाब, देश का अनाज भंडार पंजाब, बिजनेस में तरक्की करता पंजाब, देश को सफल बनाता पंजाब, देखिए हमारे साथ बढ़ता पंजाब। सीएम भगवंत मान से जानेंगे पंजाब के विकास की गाथा। कृषि, रोजगार और निवेश से क्यों चमक रहा पंजाब का माथा। चहुमुखी विकास है सीएम भगवंत मान का वादा। हम उनसे ही सुनेंगे अब क्या है उनका इरादा। बढ़ता पंजाब इस सोमवार सुबह 10:30 बजे से सिर्फ रिपब्लिक भारत पर। सीएम भगवंत मान से जानेंगे पंजाब के विकास की गाथा। कृषि, रोजगार और निवेश से क्यों चमक रहा पंजाब का माथा। चहुमुखी विकास है सीएम भगवंत मान का वादा। हम उनसे ही सुनेंगे अब क्या है उनका इरादा। बढ़ता पंजाब इस सोमवार सुबह 10:30 बजे से सिर्फ रिपब्लिक भारत पर।
The Ministry of Commerce, Government of India has conferred the National Award for Innovation on Amity School out of 10,000 schools in India with Atal Tinkering Labs, a testimony to Amity's focus on instilling scientific temperament and innovative spirit among its students.
सीएम भगवंत मान से जानेंगे पंजाब के विकास की गाथा। कृषि, रोजगार और निवेश से क्यों चमक रहा पंजाब का माथा। चहुमुखी विकास है सीएम भगवंत मान का वादा। हम उनसे ही सुनेंगे अब क्या है उनका इरादा। बढ़ता पंजाब इस सोमवार सुबह 10:30 बजे से सिर्फ रिपब्लिक भारत पर। संतों का पंजाब, दिलदारों का पंजाब, देश का अनाज भंडार पंजाब, बिजनेस में तरक्की करता पंजाब, देश को सफल बनाता पंजाब, देखिए हमारे साथ बढ़ता पंजाब। सीएम भगवंत मान से जानेंगे पंजाब के विकास की गाथा। कृषि, रोजगार और निवेश से क्यों चमक रहा पंजाब का माथा। चहुमुखी विकास है सीएम भगवंत मान का वादा। हम उनसे ही सुनेंगे अब क्या है उनका इरादा। बढ़ता पंजाब इस सोमवार सुबह 10:30 बजे से सिर्फ रिपब्लिक भारत पर। संतों का पंजाब, दिलदारों का पंजाब, देश का अनाज भंडार पंजाब, बिजनेस में तरक्की करता पंजाब, देश को सफल बनाता पंजाब। देखिए हमारे साथ बढ़ता पंजाब। संतों का पंजाब, दिलदारों का पंजाब, देश का अनाज भंडार पंजाब, बिजनेस में तरक्की करता पंजाब, देश को सफल बनाता पंजाब। देखिए हमारे साथ बढ़ता पंजाब। संतों का पंजाब, दिलदारों का पंजाब, देश का अनाज भंडार पंजाब, बिजनेस में तरक्की करता पंजाब, देश को सफल बनाता पंजाब। देखिए हमारे साथ बढ़ता पंजाब। सीएम भगवंत मान से जानेंगे पंजाब के विकास की गाथा। कृषि, रोजगार और निवेश से क्यों चमक रहा पंजाब का माथा। चहुमुखी विकास है सीएम भगवंत मान का वादा। हम उनसे ही सुनेंगे अब क्या है उनका इरादा। बढ़ता पंजाब इस सोमवार सुबह 10:30 बजे से सिर्फ रिपब्लिक भारत पर। सीएम भगवंत मान से जानेंगे पंजाब के विकास की गाथा। कृषि, रोजगार और निवेश से क्यों चमक रहा पंजाब का माथा। चहुमुखी विकास है सीएम भगवंत मान का वादा। हम उनसे ही सुनेंगे अब क्या है उनका इरादा। बढ़ता पंजाब इस सोमवार सुबह 10:30 बजे से सिर्फ रिपब्लिक भारत पर। सीएम भगवंत मान से जानेंगे पंजाब के विकास की गाथा। कृषि, रोजगार और निवेश से क्यों चमक रहा पंजाब का माथा। चहुमुखी विकास है सीएम भगवंत मान का वादा। हम उनसे ही सुनेंगे अब क्या है उनका इरादा। बढ़ता पंजाब इस सोमवार सुबह 10:30 बजे से सिर्फ रिपब्लिक भारत पर। संतों का पंजाब, दिलदारों का पंजाब, देश का अनाज भंडार पंजाब, बिजनेस में तरक्की करता पंजाब, देश को सफल बनाता पंजाब। देखिए हमारे साथ बढ़ता पंजाब। सीएम भगवंत मान से जानेंगे पंजाब के विकास की गाथा। कृषि, रोजगार और निवेश से क्यों चमक रहा पंजाब का माथा। चहुमुखी विकास है सीएम भगवंत मान का वादा। हम उनसे ही सुनेंगे अब क्या है उनका इरादा। बढ़ता पंजाब इस सोमवार सुबह 10:30 बजे से सिर्फ रिपब्लिक भारत पर। संतों का पंजाब, दिलदारों का पंजाब, देश का अनाज भंडार पंजाब, बिजनेस में तरक्की करता पंजाब, देश को सफल बनाता पंजाब। देखिए हमारे साथ बढ़ता पंजाब। संतों का पंजाब, दिलदारों का पंजाब, देश का अनाज भंडार पंजाब, बिजनेस में तरक्की करता पंजाब, देश को सफल बनाता पंजाब। देखिए हमारे साथ बढ़ता पंजाब। संतों का पंजाब, दिलदारों का पंजाब, देश का अनाज भंडार पंजाब, बिजनेस में तरक्की करता पंजाब, देश को सफल बनाता पंजाब। देखिए हमारे साथ बढ़ता पंजाब। सीएम भगवंत मान से जानेंगे पंजाब के विकास की गाथा। कृषि, रोजगार और निवेश से क्यों चमक रहा पंजाब का माथा। चहुमुखी विकास है सीएम भगवंत मान का वादा। हम उनसे ही सुनेंगे अब क्या है उनका इरादा। बढ़ता पंजाब इस सोमवार सुबह 10:30 बजे से सिर्फ रिपब्लिक भारत पर। सीएम भगवंत मान से जानेंगे पंजाब के विकास की गाथा। कृषि, रोजगार और निवेश से क्यों चमक रहा पंजाब का माथा। चहुमुखी विकास है सीएम भगवंत मान का वादा। हम उनसे ही सुनेंगे अब क्या है उनका इरादा। बढ़ता पंजाब इस सोमवार सुबह 10:30 बजे से सिर्फ रिपब्लिक भारत पर। सीएम भगवंत मान से जानेंगे पंजाब के विकास की गाथा। कृषि, रोजगार और निवेश से क्यों चमक रहा पंजाब का माथा। चहुमुखी विकास है सीएम भगवंत मान का वादा। हम उनसे ही सुनेंगे अब क्या है उनका इरादा। बढ़ता पंजाब इस सोमवार सुबह 10:30 बजे से सिर्फ रिपब्लिक भारत पर। संतों का पंजाब, दिलदारों का पंजाब, देश का अनाज भंडार पंजाब, बिजनेस में तरक्की करता पंजाब, देश को सफल बनाता पंजाब। देखिए हमारे साथ बढ़ता पंजाब। सीएम भगवंत मान से जानेंगे पंजाब के विकास की गाथा। कृषि, रोजगार और निवेश से क्यों चमक रहा पंजाब का माथा। चहुमुखी विकास है सीएम भगवंत मान का वादा। हम उनसे ही सुनेंगे अब क्या है उनका इरादा। बढ़ता पंजाब इस सोमवार सुबह 10:30 बजे से सिर्फ रिपब्लिक भारत पर। संतों का पंजाब, दिलदारों का पंजाब, देश का अनाज भंडार पंजाब, बिजनेस में तरक्की करता पंजाब, देश को सफल बनाता पंजाब। देखिए हमारे साथ बढ़ता पंजाब। संतों का पंजाब, दिलदारों का पंजाब, देश का अनाज भंडार पंजाब, बिजनेस में तरक्की करता पंजाब, देश को सफल बनाता पंजाब। देखिए हमारे साथ बढ़ता पंजाब।
The Ministry of Commerce, Government of India has conferred the National Award for Innovation on Amity School out of 10,000 schools in India with Atal Tinkering Labs, a testimony to Amity's focus on instilling scientific temperament and innovative spirit among its students.
संतों का पंजाब, दिलदारों का पंजाब, देश का अनाज भंडार पंजाब, बिजनेस में तरक्की करता पंजाब, देश को सफल बनाता पंजाब। देखिए हमारे साथ बढ़ता पंजाब। सीएम भगवंत मान से जानेंगे पंजाब के विकास की गाथा। कृषि, रोजगार और निवेश से क्यों चमक रहा पंजाब का माथा। चहुमुखी विकास है सीएम भगवंत मान का वादा। हम उनसे ही सुनेंगे अब क्या है उनका इरादा। बढ़ता पंजाब इस सोमवार सुबह 10:30 बजे से सिर्फ रिपब्लिक भारत पर। सीएम भगवंत मान से जानेंगे पंजाब के विकास की गाथा। कृषि, रोजगार और निवेश से क्यों चमक रहा पंजाब का माथा। चहुमुखी विकास है सीएम भगवंत मान का वादा। हम उनसे ही सुनेंगे अब क्या है उनका इरादा। बढ़ता पंजाब इस सोमवार सुबह 10:30 बजे से सिर्फ रिपब्लिक भारत पर। सीएम भगवंत मान से जानेंगे पंजाब के विकास की गाथा। कृषि, रोजगार और निवेश से क्यों चमक रहा पंजाब का माथा। चहुमुखी विकास है सीएम भगवंत मान का वादा। हम उनसे ही सुनेंगे अब क्या है उनका इरादा। बढ़ता पंजाब इस सोमवार सुबह 10:30 बजे से सिर्फ रिपब्लिक भारत पर। संतों का पंजाब, दिलदारों का पंजाब, देश का अनाज भंडार पंजाब, बिजनेस में तरक्की करता पंजाब, देश को सफल बनाता पंजाब। देखिए हमारे साथ बढ़ता पंजाब। सीएम भगवंत मान से जानेंगे पंजाब के विकास की गाथा। कृषि, रोजगार और निवेश से क्यों चमक रहा पंजाब का माथा। चहुमुखी विकास है सीएम भगवंत मान का वादा। हम उनसे ही सुनेंगे अब क्या है उनका इरादा।
Or any other tall leaders in our political life, morning, day and night said the only job is to make sure parliament does not work. Abbas, have any of them done that? You are doing it too often. Yes, Abbas. Abbas can't hear. Abhinandita, can she hear? Anyone who hears from the other side can start responding. Abhinandita, Abbas or Pankaj, who have not spoken yet, and then I'll come to you, Sanju.
By suspending 46 MP, what does they want us, the people of the country, know they come because we want us, the people of the country, know they come because.
Abbas, your audio line is so bad, I'll have to interrupt you there. Abhinandita, can you hear me? Abbas, I'll get your audio line fixed. Abhinandita, can you hear me? Abhinandita or Pankaj? Abhinandita is not on. Pankaj, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Okay, so Pankaj, okay, let me ask you this. You know, there is this thing called PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. You have had some kind of political PTSD because you keep losing the elections, you have suffered some trauma, and after that you behave very badly. You say South versus North, Karti Chidambaram says South, Senthil Kumar blames what he calls our Gaumutra states, you blame EVMs, and now you say save democracy. This is unnatural political PTSD behavior, in my view, Pankaj. That's why I'm saying save India.
See, a very to make mockery of this. But for all well-meaning people, let me tell you, Mr. Goswami, it is a motto now, a watchword, a purpose. What else is more important than to save democracy at this moment, when the propensity of the ruling dispensation to crush the entire opposition is showing its exceptionally stark, naked side. Don't you see the clearest signs of democratic erosion? Of all the persons, Prime Minister himself is every day questioning the legitimacy of all opposition and use every available legal, illegal tool to undermine it. First he wanted a Congress-free India. Now he wants opposition-free India. So what else will opposition do if they will not raise the slogan of safe democracy?
No, but 1 second. Abhinandita, before you respond, it is you, if you have lost all the 3 Hindi heartland states, it is not the problem of the people of India. What is happening, Sanju and Abhinandita on a one-on-one debate right now, and Sanju and Abhinandita on the screen. Viewers, if there is a stress that the opposition has, which is not able to overcome, and now they are saying that it is your job to save us. I'm asking you, viewers, are you taking up the responsibility of saving the opposition? Does it become your ownership, your responsibility henceforth? Tell me what you think. I'll take some of your responses. I don't think it is. I'll let Sanju come in and then Abhinandita will respond at this point of time in the debate. Save democracy, Sanju. They believe the slogan has a ring to it.
You know, Arnab, I would like to start with a few words by the Prime Minister that he made on the floor of the Lok Sabha a few months back, obviously in a reference to the opposition. तुम्हारे पांव के नीचे जमीन नहीं है, तुम्हारे पांव के नीचे जमीन नहीं है, लेकिन कमाल तो ये है कि तुम्हें यकीन नहीं है, लेकिन कमाल तो ये है कि तुम्हें यकीन नहीं है. The basic premise of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's reference was this, that the opposition refuses to introspect. Look at this. The Aam Aadmi Party, for instance, was wiped out in Lok Sabha 2014, lost deposits en masse, was wiped out in Lok Sabha 2019, contested the Haryana Assembly elections, was wiped out there, contested the Karnataka Assembly elections recently, lost deposits on 99.99% seats, contested the Uttarakhand elections. Their entire party was disbanded and their entire party en masse joined the BJP after a humiliating defeat. So, in a democracy, the mandate at the hustings is what counts. Are you telling us that the BJP's victories in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh with more than a 45% vote share is something that is hogwash? Are you undermining the mandate of the people? And more importantly, this jibe that ED, CBI, income tax का इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है by the Modi government to win elections. Tell me one thing, Arnab. Manish Sisodia's bail has been rejected at least 6 times by the Delhi High Court and the Supreme Court. Sanjay Singh's bail plea has been rejected by the Supreme Court. Satinder Jain, another so-called Raja Harishchandra incarnate of the Arvind Kejriwal dispensation, he has not been given any relief by the Supreme Court. When the apex court, the law of the land, says that yes, Arvind Kejriwal's cohorts currently need to be in lockup, how is it that you are blaming the Modi government? Are you wanting to run foul of the Supreme Court? Point number 4, and most importantly, you keep telling us that, you know, the BJP engages in polarization. When Hamid Ansari and Sonia Gandhi used to have these lavish iftar dinners, nobody questioned their secular credentials. But if Prime Minister Narendra Modi wears his Hindutva on his sleeve, and we say that come 22nd January 2024, Narendra Modi and many others will participate in the consecration of the Bhavya Ram Mandir, you suddenly say that, oh, this government is Islamophobic. This is the same Narendra Modi who in October 2021 met the Pope at the Vatican He's more secular than all of you put together. This is the same Narendra Modi who was given the highest civilian award by the Egyptian government a couple of months back, and the Al Hakim Mosque in Egypt has actually been renovated.
One minute. Now you're moving away. Sanju, 1 minute. Sanju, 1 minute. Sanju, just a minute. Sorry to interrupt you. You see, Abhinandita, when you say save democracy, you begin with a presumption that there is a problem with democracy. And it has been, earlier the opposition parties used to say the reason we say save democracy is because India's institutions are under threat. And you have spared no institutions, you have attacked the media, whatever you may say. But you've also now started disrespecting the judiciary. I say, Abhinandita, to you, it is clear to me that you don't have any respect for India's institutions. These are the same institutions, for example, the judiciary, which has extended Sanjay Singh's stay in jail by another 3 weeks.
Perfect.
These are the same institutions which have said prima facie there seems to be a case against Manish Sisodia. This is the same institution that appears to be convinced that Satyendra Jain has had some extensive hawala dealings.
Exactly.
How long will you hide behind the Save Democracy slogan? Then you went crying and weeping to the Supreme Court, saying the agencies are against us. The Supreme Court said, you have a political problem. This is not a problem with the agencies or the institutions or the process of investigation or the criminal justice system. The problem is that you are a bunch of people who have lost the election. Go fight the elections and sort out your political issues. Don't come crying to us. So these are institutions. You understand? Now, having said that, there is a witness called Alpha. Alpha has given proof in a sealed cover to the court. The court sees the evidence and the court says, oh my God, this is the kind of stuff that Sanjay Singh has done. Of course he's going to stay in jail. So the courts make up their mind on the basis of evidence. Nobody watching this program tonight, not one person, let me tell you, Abhinandita, would believe you and not the courts. So democracy is very solid. Institutions, Abhinandita, are extremely strong. And because you're not able to influence the institutions, your people are in jail.
Arnab, can I quickly...
If there was no evidence and if there was no scam, then your top leaders would not be cooling their heels in jail.
True.
Now contradict a single factual point that I have made. Contradict a single point that I have made in the last 2 minutes.
Would Sanju like to add?
You don't want to answer? You want some more time to prepare?
May I please answer?
I want to, but because she said she wants to add something, so I thought may as well.
No, 1 minute.
Take on both the questions at one go.
No. Let you answer. Okay. She will add after you speak, please. She will speak after you. My point was the judiciary is strong. Okay. The judiciary is refusing to give your leaders any bail. The judiciary is one of our most respected institutions.
Okay.
And that's what
I heard your question.
Strong.
I heard your question. So.
Yes.
Okay. So firstly, democracy is not some theoretical notion or a word, right? It basically means people. What everybody is trying to say is that we are a democracy in the sense that we are the rule of the people. And that is what people are talking about. Who cares whether it's called democracy or democracy? I don't think that for a common person, that word itself matters. So that is one. Two, we need to have some sort of serious commitment to the cause, right? Commitment to the cause of justice, commitment to the cause of what a word that you don't like perhaps and we do, which is democracy.
Are you saying the courts are not committed to the cause of justice? Are you accusing the courts of the country who have kept your leaders in jail?
No, that's not what I'm doing.
The courts of the country are keeping your leaders in jail. And on the program, you are accusing the courts of violating the principles of justice?
No.
Arnab,
No, that's not what I'm doing. What I'm trying to say is that power tends to corrupt, and absolute power can corrupt absolutely, and it is dangerous. And like I can see today, it is not only dangerous for the people who are governed, but also I think it is dangerous for those who are in power, as the power goes into their head and they can really go berserk at times. You were talking about post-traumatic disorder, which is actually not very appropriate to speak because it's a mental health condition and it's not right to speak about it. But at the same time, I'll have to say that, we did see some early signs of some sort of, power going into the head with somebody wearing a suit embroidered with his name. What we are trying to say is that there is a reason why in the government, in the system that we have, there are checks and balances. The reason for these checks and balances are to ensure that nobody has the full authority or power, and which is why there are all these checks and balances in place. One such instrument of ensuring checks and balances is the opposition. If there are going to be no discussions, if there are going to be, there's going to be no debate in the parliament, if we are just going to keep passing bills only because we have numbers, then of course very soon you'll probably have a bigger minority, and then everything changes. What about the people of this country who also voted for Modi ji and who want to talk about, want to talk about the economy?
One minute, Sanju, let her complete and then you come in. Let her complete, Sanju, and then you come in.
Voters of the BJP are interested in. So absolutely killing discourse, absolutely killing the voice of the opposition.
So the point being made here.
Instrument of checks and balances,
the point being made here.
Cut it.
The point being made here, and I'm not doing a balancing act on this, but I need to put it a little differently. Abhinandita, may I come in? However critical I am of the India alliance, Sanju, I just want to give them a view and then you can respond to all of them entirely. The question is this: however critical I am of the India alliance.
Party finished speaking. Can I?
1 minute. Let me complete. No, Sanju, I have a thought here. You respond to what I'm saying. I'm giving the opposite side enough view, and then I will let you respond to all of them in entirety. I assure you. So the point here is, I want to go to Abbas once because he has not spoken. The point I'm trying to make here is that even if you say that the India alliance is making a non-issue an issue, by asking 149 MPs to be suspended on the last 3 days of parliament, the government or the chair or the ruling party also invites upon itself the charge of an extreme reaction. What if you had not suspended them, chastised them, or asked them to leave the house for 1 hour? They would be back. But you sort of were very tough with it. 149 MPs out. And therefore you have given them a headline that they would be seeking. Therefore I would say the BJP is played into the opposition's hands out here.
No, I need to come in here.
So that's the flip side of it. I want Abbas to take it forward. Sanju responds. The debate is on. Abbas. Who's overreacting? Abbas, please. Yeah. Abbas and then Sanju, you'll react to all of them. Abbas.
I hope I'm audible now. See, Arnab, BJP basically, 146 opposition MPs have been suspended. They have been elected by hundreds of millions of people of this country. So basically, Bharatiya Janata Party want to stop the voice of the common people of this country, but they can't do it. See, Bharatiya Janata Party and the current government, they think that they are invincible. Nobody is invincible. There is a shade which I would like to use here. कि तुझसे पहले जो एक शख्स यहाँ तख्त नशी था, उसे भी अपने खुदा होने का इतना ही यकीन था. So power will come and go, people will come and go, but the democracy, the parliamentary values of our country, they will always stand. And the parliament is not constructed by stone and cement.
Now.
It is being constructed by the values of our constitution, and you have not let a single stone unturned to destroy such values. Let me tell you, every discussion on a bill in parliament,
but the other flip side, Abbas,
4 to 5 minutes. Let me tell you, there has been no deputy speaker in the Lok Sabha. I mean, is this not
Arnab, can I please respond?
But Abbas,
my turn. Let me speak.
But Abbas,
earlier,
Abbas,
let me tell you, out of 10 bills, 6 to 8 used to get scrutinized. Now hardly when one bill gets scrutinized. This is what has happened, and similar thing has happened with the parliamentary committees. So basically, Bharatiya Janata Party is against the ethos and value of the constitution and the parliament, and they have always tried to destroy the constitution.
Okay, Abbas.
And when the opposition is saying save the
Abbas,
democracy,
now
I think Bharatiya Janata Party.
Now let me give equal turn to the other side, please. Because AAP and SPF strongly put their point of view. Sanju is extremely restless. The point here being, Sanju, that you could have been, in their views, less intolerant of the disruptions of the opposition. If you want to, you can extend Parliament to pass the bills. But why suspend 149 and strengthen their attempt to make safe democracy slogan the buzzword? Sanju.
No, one little
interjection. Arnab, you don't allow the BJP to heckle. Now you need to moderate the debate. I'm not going to moderate the debate.
Now she's responding. 1 minute, Abbas. Now she's responding, Abbas. Otherwise, I get caught in this fight between you people. Is there can you tell me, in the history of Indian media, has there been a more balanced anchor than me? Let Sanju respond. Still you people accuse me. Sanju, continue.
Arnab, I'm not going to get into that trap. You've always maintained, I remember a couple of weeks on your debate, you said, I am not neutral. I'm on the right side of the fence as a nationalist anchor. And I respect that. And as for Sanju Verma being restless, yes, I'm restless and for good reason. And I'll tell you why. This whole narrative, democracy khatre mein hai, samvidhan khatre mein hai. This is such a charade by some charlatans. And I'll tell you why. The first meeting of the ... Alliance was held on 23rd June this year at Patna. And who threw a tantrum? Arvind Kejriwal. The second meeting of the ... Alliance was held on 17th and 18th of July in Bengaluru. And who threw a tantrum? Nitish Kumar.
10 years, people have rejected it. September 2023, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan MP. He said this election is to save democracy. Lost. Rahul Gandhi, 2019, this election is to save democracy. Lost. 2014, Manmohan Singh said, if Narendra Modi becomes Prime Minister of India, who will save democracy? Lost. So, my point is, this has gone past its expiry date, sir, Mr. Pularao.
Well said, Arnab, well said.
It's gone past its expiry date.
Definitely, you see, if you go back a little more, if you go back, 1988, it was Vajpayee, Advani, others who resigned and said, save democracy against Rajiv Gandhi. This didn't start today. They came to power in 1989, VP Singh and others, on this very plank. They resigned from parliament 8 months before the tenure was over. I mean, these things have worked. If they are not working, now maybe it's because of the personalities involved.
Sir, you are completely getting the context wrong. Sir, 1 minute. In 1989, VP Singh came back on the back of Bofors.
Exactly.
A financial scam, not a general save democracy slogan.
They resigned. They resigned.
You got the context wrong, Mr. Pularao.
Resigned.
He does not
100 MPs resigned. 150 Lok Sabha MPs resigned.
Sir,
8 months before the election or 7 months before the election.
Okay, second point. Okay, Mr. Pularao, second point. So you're not giving up. Second point, Mr. Pularao, and this goes to Pankaj. Pankaj.
Banerjee of the TMC. And Rahul Gandhi says, mimicry mein kya galat kiya? Yadi mimicry
Okay, now Pankaj.
Do you endorse Rahul Gandhi?
Yeah, one minute. Yeah, so Sanju, now I'm going to Pankaj. I'm getting everyone in. Pankaj. I think democracy was saved. I think in my view, democracy was saved when we removed Article 370. Agree or disagree? I think democracy was saved when the Women's Representation Bill was passed. Agree or disagree?
Agree, completely. And democracy saved when the National Commission for Backward Caste was given constitutional status by the Modi government, which was hanging fire for 30 long years. Democracy was saved when Paharis were given scheduled status.
Take
please
that.
Don't try. Please don't.
No. Let Pankaj take that. One minute. This is getting interesting.
Please,
Pankaj.
please don't try to divert the things. The modality of our democratic decline in the times of present regime reveals how democracies die today. We are all witnessing it for last 10 years. See, these days, democracies die not through a dramatic coup or midnight arrests of opposition leaders, but instead it moves through the fully legal harassment of the opposition, intimidation of media, and centralization of executive power. So by equating government criticism with disloyalty to the nation, the government of Narendra Bhai Modi is diminishing the very idea that opposition is legitimate. Isn't it unfortunate that a serious question is being asked everywhere, if India is still the world's largest democracy?
Sanju.
Opposition throw paper rockets at the Vice President and at the Lok Sabha?